Good day, everyone. This is Teacher Leslie from Lalaan Central School, and I'm here to present to you an action research on the effectiveness of Project Sagip, stakeholders actively giving interventions to pupils to NLPA learners. For context and rationale, it is the right of every Filipino child to be educated as stated in Presidential Decree number 603, signed by the late President Ferdinand E. Marcos on December 10, 1974. As such, every child has the right to an education commensurate with his abilities and to the development of his skills for the improvement of his capacity for service to himself and to his fellow men. This is according to Article 3, Section 6. Article 14, Section 1 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution reiterated that the state shall protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality education at all levels and shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all. With this, it became the mandate of the Department of Education to ensure access to, promote equity in, and improve the quality of basic education as stated in Republic Act number 9155, also known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. Section 2, Declaration of Policy stated that it is hereby declared the policy of the state to protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality basic education and to make such education accessible to all by providing all Filipino children a free and compulsory education in the elementary level and free education in the high school level. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. This is according to Nelson Mandela, who happens to be the first democratically elected president of South Africa. It is merely one of the benefits he gained from having a good education. There are many reasons why education is necessary for everyone to have. It depends on the person's goal in life and their future. But one thing is for sure, education is not just about living above the poverty line. It is a quality of life, choices of work, and many other benefits. Take note also that a person's income is often linked to his or her educational attainment. Around the world, there are more employment opportunities for those who complete high school, earn a degree, diploma, or certificate, or go on to a postgraduate studies. This can also mean higher salaries. Therefore, if this is what we wanted, we should strive hard to finish our studies. However, some Boswick of the Borgin project on October 6, 2019 cited that while public education is free from primary to secondary, the Philippines still having the highest dropout rates among all the ASEAN countries with a dropout rate of 6.38% in the elementary students and 7.82% in secondary. The top three reasons stem from hunger, work, and conflict. They will work to provide for their families. In other regions, primarily in Mindanao, there have been insurgents disrupting life. Last school year 2019-2020, before the pandemic started, through the Learner Information System of Lalaan Central School, when 38 out of 1,063 enrollments decided to stop schooling and therefore were listed to no longer in school or no longer participating in learning activities. With this situation, the teacher researcher will try to find out who are these pupils, know the reasons why they decided to stop, and eventually find ways to encourage them to go back to school through the assistance and support of the stakeholders, LGUs, and other school supporters. The teacher researcher will implement a remediation program called Project Sagip to help these learners to improve enrollment and to strengthen relationship with stakeholders. For action research questions, the study would like to identify the pupils who stopped going to school for the school year 2019-2020, know the reasons why they stop, and eventually find ways to encourage them to go back to school. Specifically, it seeks to answer the following questions. 1. What are the reasons why these learners stopped going to school? 2. What are the problems they encountered? 3. How effective is Project Sagip to these learners to go back to school? And 4, how can the Project Sagip be used to other programs of the school? Research methodology. Descriptive survey method will be used in this research study. Descriptive research uses quantitative research method to quantify opinions, behaviors, and attitudes of the participants as they respond to the survey questionnaires. Total enumeration of the 38 learners from different grade levels who stopped going to school for the school year 2019-2020 were the participants of this study. They were given questionnaires which were divided into three parts. Part 1 for the demographic profile of the learner, Part 2 for the learner's guardian's employment status, and the last part is the causes of their dropping out. After giving the questionnaires, the researcher analyzed the answers of the respondents. The use of simple statistical procedures, mainly percentages, were done to interpret the data. Financial issues at home, financial instability, had to work for self and family. Illness or disease were the main causes of school dropout. This is where the implementation of Project Sagip took place. After the implementation of Project Sagip, 23 out of these 38 learners decided to go back to school for school year 2021-2022. To date, there were only 8 learners left, which the researcher plans to make a follow-up. These are the reference used in this study. Thank you so much for listening and God bless us all.